I definitely got Dallas in this game. I don't see Philadelphia has not shown ball since 2 years ago. So, with that being said,
shout out to Dallas.
And I don't like Dallas. Dallas is a piss poor, opportunistic team who takes advantages of horrible games like this, and then people are talking about them postseason, like, oh yeah, Dallas is gonna be good.
Right,
nigga, please.
Yeah.
I got Dallas winning this one, 34-3. I cannot see Nick Foles getting that offense off the ground. No McCoy, no Mike Vick. How you gonna get the ball to Deshaun Jackson and Jeremy Maclin?
Yeah.
And this rookie running back they're starting, I don't know what to expect out of him.
Right.
So yeah, Dallas, if you don't open this game up, Jerry Jones need to just pull the pedal. And the last game for this slate of week, the last game for this week on the slate. Man, my words have been jumbled today. The Monday night game, the 5-6 Washington Redskins host the 7-4 New York Football Giants. This is going to be an awesome game.
I think you said the name of that game wrong. It's not the Giants versus Redskins. It's Giants versus RG3.
Excuse me.
And RG3 is going to take the cake. I mean, last game they had, RG3.
He balled out.
He balled out, and he's looking better and better every week. I'm going with the Washington Redskins or the Washington RG3s.
The Washington RG3s. Wow, what a logo.
I'm going with RG3 and those guys. I think that offense is too powerful. I think that Eli Manning, no doubt, having a great game last week, he's going to get rushed. He's going to have problems. He's going to have issues. I don't think that he's still gotten over that 4 to 5 week hiatus where he didn't score a touchdown.
Well, he made up for it against the Packers.
Well, it's against the Packers. Packers, that defense, I don't know what's up. I thought they should have played better. But I got Washington in this one. I think RG3 is going to take control of this game, 27-20.
27-20, RG3.
Well,
that's my upset. That's my upset.
It's the 8:30 ESPN game. I like every time that boy plays in a big game where everybody's watching.
Right.
I like RG3. He also sees an opportunity to perhaps knock the Giants back a peg and knock them up.
Now that would
division
be
game. That'd be huge.
That would be big.
So I mean, I think the Giants, they loathe the idea of having to play him. I think they loathed it from the first quarter they played him on. I don't think they're looking forward to this at all. He's going to show up. I think he's going to win at home. Those Redskin fans are going to be drooling. Okay, they're going to be ravenous. Washington 36, Giants 31.
Woo!
Drooling?
I got the Giants. I just can't pick against the Giants right now. Coming off that big win. I know the first time Washington kept it close. But I feel like the Giants are going to have more confidence this time around. And that defensive line has something to prove because they talked a lot of shit that first game, and RG3 ran roughshod. So I think that Tuck, Umanura, Jason Pierre-Paul, the conversation we're supposed to be having, but nobody brought them up, and that says a lot.
It's very hard for them, I've noticed, to deal with scrambling quarterbacks.
Yes, absolutely.
They don't have the great lateral movement. They have great upfield speed.
Yeah.
Once guys go lateral, it's hard for them.
Yeah.
It's over.
And I'm surprised with Pierre-Paul. I expected more out of him to this point in this season. But, that's neither here nor there. I got the Giants winning this one. 21-17. I think RG3 does his damnedest. But they don't have enough. That Washington team is, and I don't know who they have on defense anymore.
They still have Kerrigan.
London Fletcher?
They still have London Fletcher, who played a great game the other week. He's back. They still have their
It's hard to rely on veterans that old.
Hey man, Fletcher is just like Brian Urlacher, man.
No, he's not.
I mean, he's been dominating his entire career, man.
He has been dominant, but to say Urlacher, that's another
I won't say Urlacher-like, but maybe he's the second tier,
Yeah, okay, I give you that. Well, that's our NFL slate. We're gonna do our team reports very quickly. Lou's already given us a taste of his Jets team report with our breaking news. So Vinny, give me your Jets report. Let's talk draft. Let's talk personnel. If you're the new GM coming in, because Tannenbaum's gone. If you're the new GM, what's the first thing you do?
First thing I do with this Jets team is I get rid of the quarterback position as of today. I don't think
all three.
I get rid of all three of them. I don't think any of these quarterbacks are the answer. I mean, I say keep Sanchez only because his contract is on. Keep Tebow, all right, but you need to bring in a new guy.
A guy for the future.
A guy for the future. You know, have a quarterback controversy for the better, because this quarterback controversy has been for the worse.
Right.
Bringing a guy in there who can actually compete and make this team better, because these quarterbacks are not the answer. We also need to we need to do a lot of things, man. There's no one thing.
Because right now the Jets are, what's their record? 4-7.
4-7.
4-7. Let's say you guys win at least half your games.
What? 6-10.
6-10. 6-10, 7-9, somewhere in there.
I wouldn't want that, because I want us to have a higher draft pick where we can get a very talented
But
player.
you guys are gonna win a couple more games.
I don't see how.
You'll probably win this week.
I don't see how, mainly because of our offense. I think our offense.
So we agree somewhere in the 6-10 range.
I agree, maybe 5-11.
You think 5-11?
I have lost so much hope for this offense.
Okay.
It's to me, and I'm looking at this team. Sean Green is the worst starting running back in the NFL.
This is so hard to me to give him that assessment.
Steven Hill is the worst starting
line.
So, have you seen the Bears' offensive line? Have you seen the Packers' offensive line this year? There have been worse offensive lines. Have you seen the Titans' offensive line?
Yeah, I have.
All right. Have you seen the Chiefs' offensive line? And Jamal Charles is still balling out. So I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
Sean Green is the worst starting running back in the NFL. Steven Hill is the worst starting receiver in the NFL.
I don't think Steven Hill is the worst starting receiver.
Who's the worst number one receiver in the NFL? Steven Hill is the number one receiver.
I don't think he's the worst though.
He's
a rookie, man.
He's a rookie.
Think about how many think about how many rookie receivers came in piss poor.
Okay, I'm not talking about the future here.
I'm talking about right now.
Right now.
Okay.
Compared to the rest of the league,
I'm sure that somebody's roster I can pull up and show you a worse receiver.
No, worst number one receiver. Let's go through the teams. Let's go through the sorry teams.
The
Chiefs, Dwayne Bowe. Danny Amendola is better than Steven Hill. Yes, he is. Even the Dolphins.
The Raiders.
Heartline. Denarius Moore and Darius Hayward-Bay are better than Steven Hill.
Okay. I'm trying. I'm digging.
I mean, the Jaguars even. Cecil Shorts. The Bills. Stevie Johnson. Better than Steven Hill. Cecil Shorts has been better than Steven Hill.
Argument.
There's no argument. Let's do running backs. Can you name me a running back, a number one starting running back that's not injured, who's worse than Sean Green?
I don't think Sean Green's that bad, man. I really don't.
I see him as the worst starting running back in the NFL.
The worst?
The worst. Can you name somebody better?
Who's Green Bay starting?
Their starting running back was Cedric Benson.
No, not was. Who they starting now?
James Starks. And I'll take James Starks before Sean.
No way. I'd take Sean Green over James Starks.
That's tough. That's a wash. Even for me. The closest thing I can do is a wash.
Damn. Vinny, you're just so hard.
I mean, I'm being realistic here, man. And let's even go quarterbacks. Mark Sanchez is, if not the worst, then the second worst starting quarterback.
No. Have you seen an Arizona team?
Right.
You would take Lindley, Skelton, or Cobb over Sanchez?
I said second to worst.
Those are three quarterbacks I think.
But that's one team.
They've all started.
That's one team.
They've all started.
That's one team.
They've all started.
That's one team. No other team has a worse starting quarterback.
He's not better than Carson Palmer?
Carson Palmer is better than Mark Sanchez. Yes, he is.
Oh man. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, I gotta stop the show with that. Vinny just said that Carson Palmer, a quarterback who he loathes, is better than Mark Sanchez.
I have not seen it from Sanchez.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
He's better than Mark Sanchez.
Brady Quinn. Yeah. I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna push it with quarterback.
Okay.
Sanchez
is better than Quinn.
Okay.
Nick Foles.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Duh, Nick Foles ain't shit. Sanchez is better than Nick Foles.
Okay, so that's two we found.
That's like 5.
But these guys are playing because of injury. They're not playing because they just got a contract extension, all right, and are expected to lead their team to the Super Bowl.
You didn't qualify. You just said, can you name?
Mm-hmm.
And we did.
Made you like 6 of them.
No, you made me like 3 teams, all right? And I'm looking at the rest of the league, and everybody has a better quarterback than us. Everybody has
so
a
what
better
about defensively? What does Jets need to do?
Jets need to get these linebackers straightened out.
What's their first defensive pick in the draft?
Needs to be a linebacker. I want somebody like Kuechly. I want somebody like the guy from Notre Dame. We need somebody like that. We need somebody to be the leader of this team. We need somebody to be the leader of this team outside of Darrell Revis.
Jarvis Jones.
Because Darrell Revis is a leader, but he's a leader in example. He does his thing on his island.
Right.
Same thing for Cromartie. Cromartie having an excellent season this year, by the way. But there's nobody on the inside who has that presence.
I keep telling you, pick up Aaron Curry.
Man, I'm gonna throw this bottle. My jet report is you just lost Fireman Ed.
Yeah, that's big.
When Fireman Ed leaves,
when fans start to go,
that's when you know shit is terrible. That's like Spike Lee walking out of a Knicks arena.
Ah!
And he didn't even do it when Isaiah Thomas was coach.
Yeah, he didn't.
He didn't leave.
Spike has been consistent.
I mean, that's how bad it is in the Jets camp, in Jets land. So I was gonna get a tattoo that said Jet Life, Jets everything. I'm holding off.
Oh man, he's holding off on the Jet tattoo. Well, with that, I'm gonna do my quick team report and we're gonna move forward. Because this NFL segment has gotten dark. I don't understand.
And now we're going to the Falcons and the Lions.
And it's another dark corner of the world. My Falcons beat Tampa Bay, closer than what everybody expected. But to Tampa Bay's credit, I think they played a good game. I don't think they played a bad game at all.
They're a good team.
They played a good game. Their defense showed up. Josh Freeman threw the ball extremely well outside of one or two passes that just went array. When he threw it, it was like, what? What did you do? But for Tampa Bay, for the most part, I watched the entire game. They played a good game. I don't know. In our division, the Falcons have never blown out any other division team. Carolina, New Orleans, Tampa Bay, they've never blown them out. Any of those three teams.
Right.
Since the Mike Smith era, they haven't blown out division games. They just haven't. We've blown out San Diego's. We've blown out Detroit. We've blown out Chicago. We've never blown out division games.
Right.
So I don't know what that is with that team. It's extremely frustrating because, like you said, people want to see that from the Falcons. You want to see a New England Patriots-esque type of win.
Right.
Where Matt Ryan puts up 42 points and the other team scores like 14.
Right.
That's key for the Falcons right now because I think everybody sees the potential and you see the growth in the team from last season, but everybody still has that question of, is it enough to get the Falcons over the hump?
To get them over.
And I'm telling you, I'm so disappointed I can't see this New Orleans game. But I really expect a lot out of this game. You know what I mean? I know we got some injuries. Asante Samuel has been playing great with a bad shoulder. I mean, it was 3 plays this last game where he walked off the field and couldn't even lift his shoulder.
Right.
And he came back out there all 3 times. Shout out to my guy I've been big up in all season, Robert McClain. He's coming on strong. Every time Asante got hurt, McClain came in. There wasn't a drop-off.
Right.
Even the announcer, he was like, well, they just put number 27, Robert McClain, in the game. He's a rookie. I wonder if Josh Freeman's going to target him. And he did. And McClain almost intercepted.
Right.
So I like that young guy. Shout out to him. We got Sean Weatherspoon, did pay dividends.
Yeah, that was
Paid
big getting him
dividends. I
back.
love Sean Weatherspoon. Shout out to you. I'm looking for a big win against New Orleans. I'm just going to leave it at that. I pray that Mike Smith is letting these boys rest because I don't like the turnaround. The Sunday win against Tampa Bay, and then 4 days later you got the Saints. That's difficult. I'm worried about player health now.
Right.
Keeping people healthy enough to play the Saints. You know what I mean?
The Saints played this last Sunday, right?
Yeah. They played San Francisco, we played Tampa Bay.
Yeah, both of these teams are going to have a tough time because that short week.
Yes, that turnaround is going to be ugly. I don't like that. And the fact that I can't watch the game, disappointing. So, go Falcons. Let's get this 11-1 out the way, man. Then y'all can lose the rest of the games all season and I'll still be happy. With the Detroit Lions, we got to get some leadership. And Ndamukong Suh, I love you so much, but you really need to talk to somebody objective. Because the way his anger controls him is too much. And I'm a football fan, and I'm old school. I love anger and passion, but he goes over the top.
Once he takes shots at people's ball sacks.
Once you start having,
you got to draw the line.
It's like a tantrum. It's like he has a tantrum. You're on your back and you're kicking people, like you're kicking other people. That's something a kid would do. I've never seen an NFL player like, oh yeah, let me kick this guy, and I'm already on the ground. Like Detroit Lions need to hire a psychologist.
They need to get somebody in there with some veteran moxie to shake this guy up.
But
because Ndamukong Suh to me should not be the leader of that defense.
Well, he's only the leader in production. I don't think he's the leader vocally.
Well,
I think that the Lions actually need that, and the guy that they did is hurt with Delmas and Spivey. Delmas and Spivey were the quarterbacks on defense. Both of those guys have been hurt.
Yeah.
Our linebacking core fill-ins outside of Justin Durant.
They need that middle linebacker who can come in.
They do.
Who can be behind Sue, and, tell him, direct him, and just let him go ham.
But I can't tell you the last time Detroit has had a great linebacker.
Well, there's a place for Jarvis Jones.
Yeah, that would be a great place for Jarvis Jones.
Hey, so the Lions, what are the Lions in the season? What record?
The Lions are 4-7 right now. They got some tough games on the schedule. They got a few more.
I'll say this: they'll have a better record than the Jets.
7-9.
Jets are going 5-11.
Damn. Yeah, I get a Lions 7-9. They're gonna be picking.
That's a stretch too. He said three wins out of the last 5.
Yeah, they can get 3 wins. Their schedule, yeah, okay. 7-9, 6-10, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be picking like 10th, 11th, somewhere.
Right.
Where it's gonna be quality.
Yeah.
Players available.
There'll be some good players.
So, Detroit, we need to mature. We need to mature. If nothing else, this is a great season to learn from. It wasn't horrible. It just wasn't great. And with Detroit, I have to always tell people, Detroit Lions is a losing culture overall.
Right.
They're a losing team.
Right.
So last season was an aberration. So now you have to learn how to win. You have to learn how to build. You have to learn how to be a winning team.
Can this coach survive 6-10?
I think he'll get one more year.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll get one more. He's good for one more, but because I think the front office still has faith in Jim Schwartz, but they have a lot of question marks. Right. A lot of things they just don't know.
We should call Barry Sanders to see if he's willing to come back.
No. Let Barry stay. I wouldn't want Barry to ruin my image of him. He's so perfect in my mind. The way he left and everything, it's just like, okay, just let him stay. I would hate for Barry to come back and ruin the team or be a dickhead and make Michael Jordan personnel moves. Don't do that. I'm a huge Barry Sanders lover, so just stay gone. Do a commercial every once a year for Thanksgiving and be good. So that's my team report. Shout out to the Falcons and the Lions. Lions, I pray that y'all play better. And the Lions and the Falcons actually play, but I think that game's gonna get out of control. So we're gonna move forward. We are at 86 minutes. An hour and 20 minutes. We're doing good, and we only got a few more topics to cover. It's not a lot going on in sports this week outside of the NFL. So we're gonna glaze through. We're gonna go to NBA, man. Yesterday's games, NBA. The San Antonio Spurs beat up on the Toronto Raptors, 111-106. The game went into 2 overtimes, double overtime.
I said this before about the Raptors, man. Great offense, man, but they can't close games, man. This has been the 3rd, 4th straight game that the Raptors have lost in overtime or in a final shot fashion. It's not good, the 3-10 this year. We need to get it together, man. Yeah,
Tony Parker for San Antonio had 32 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists.
Woohoo!
And you got him on your fantasy?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And for Toronto, how do you say this guy's last name? Jay Valanciunas?
Jonas Valanciunas.
Valanciunas. Okay. He had 22.7 rebounds and 3 assists. Now I know they've been waiting on him to kind of show up this season.
Well, he's the guy that they drafted the year before last. Didn't play, was in Europe. Now he's here. Yeah. They're expecting big things out of him. He looks pretty good. Yeah. Pretty damn good.
And the New York Knickerbockers beat up on my Detroit Pistons, 121-100. Ow! No surprise. For Detroit, Brandon Knight had 21 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. For New York, Big Carmelo had 29 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists.
In 32 minutes. Yeah. That's the killer.
Another fantasy man.
Losers on fire. Well, we know how you did last night. Next up, the Brooklyn Nets beat the Portland Blazers. I'm sorry, the Portland Trail Blazers. Let me say that correctly. 98-85. For Portland, J.J. Hickson had 19 points, 10 rebounds, and 1 assist. For the Brooklyn Nets, Darren Williams had 15 points, 2 rebounds, and 12 assists.
Brooklyn playing New York on Monday tonight. So, Battle of New York, man. It's going to be one hell of a game. You gotta tune in.
Vinny thinks Darren Williams sucks.
I don't think Darren Williams sucks.
You think Darren Williams sucks?
No, I never said that. I'll never say that.
Yes, you did. You said you don't like
this. This is what our core was about. We had a talking about point guards in the NBA. My whole thing was that I think that, me personally, I think Rajon Rondo is a better point guard than Darren Williams. Chris Paul is also a better point guard than Darren Williams. And Russell Westbrook has been playing better than Darren Williams these last 2 seasons. That's all I'm saying.
That's all you're saying?
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Darren Williams sucks, but for everybody who says he's number one point guard, all right, let's go through the tiers first.
I don't know. You put Darren Williams on the Celtics. I don't know. That could be extremely dangerous. He's a way better scorer than Rondo.
I don't think he's a way better assist man or defensive-wise at all.
Defensive-wise, Rondo has the edge.
And in assists, I think he has the edge. You talking about?
Darren Williams just had 12 assists.
Okay, so holla at me when he beats John Stockton's record.
Rondo's not beating John Stockton.
Yeah, he just did 37 games straight with 10 plus assists.
Wow. Learn something new every day. All right, well, I can't refute that. I mean, speaking of that, the Boston Celtics next up, they beat Orlando in overtime. Orlando's been playing better than I thought they would with that team being evacuated like it was.
Hey, they still have guys that score. J.J. Redick is stepping up. Aaron Aflalo's a solid player. Yeah. Big Baby Davis is playing well. Even the draft pick, Nikola Vucevic.
Oh, Vucevic.
Vucevic has also been playing well for the Orlando.
Just like me to go to the colors first. Jared Sullinger, Fab Melo? No? Okay.
No.
Yeah, Rondo had 15 points, 9 rebounds, 16 assists. And for Orlando, J.J. Redick had 21 points, 1 rebound, and 2 assists. So, yeah. Orlando, like I said, I'm surprised that they're in games as much as they are. But they have enough left on that roster. They've been winning. They got a better record than my Pistons.
Better than the Wizards.
Yeah. Next up for yesterday's slate of games. The Philadelphia 76ers beat the Phoenix Suns 104-101. For Phoenix, Marcin Gortat had 18.7 rebounds, 2 assists. For Philly, Drew Holiday, 33 points, 3 rebounds, and 13 assists. God damn it, Drew.
Hey, Drew Holiday is stepping up. And
who has Drew on their fantasy team?
He's trying to come up and make that leap. He's trying to make that leap into the top point guard, man.
Yeah, he's doing it.
And I'm really interested to see what happens when him and Bynum get on the court.
Well, they let my man Lou Williams go. That opened the door for Drew Holiday. Pretty much saying, hey man, this is your team. They got rid of Lou and they got rid of Iguodala. That's a lot of points.
Drew Holiday's been keeping it up, no problem, man.
And the last game for yesterday, the Denver Nuggets beat the New Orleans Hornets 102-84. For New Orleans, Brian Robbins had 17 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. And for Denver, Kenneth Faried had 14 points, 12 rebounds, no assists.
The Manimal. Yeah, man, not a great slate of games. We didn't have all the big guns playing. The one thing I want to get into with the NBA is what do we think about the way that the top teams that we felt would be the top teams, how they're faring now? The Heat, the Thunder, the Lakers, the Celtics. All right, these are the top teams in the NBA, fan-wise, in my opinion. You know, and I don't think that they've made as big of a jump as I thought they would. I thought the Heat got infinitely better getting Ray Allen and Rashard Lewis. It's not translating on the basketball court. They're not as dominant as they were last year.
See, I disagree. I think with the Heat, pretty much for lack of a better word, they're just trying to survive the regular season. Yeah. I don't think the Heat are concerned with regular season wins. As long as they do enough to get, I think the Heat are specifically thinking postseason. So some games you see them not playing as well, or they're dropping a few losses here and there. I don't think it bothers them because they know the blueprint. Right. They know what to expect, and I really don't see Miami even caring about the regular season.
Sounds like a Heat fan, right?
Listen, I'm an analyst first, so regardless of whose fan I am.
So if that's the case, then the Celtics shouldn't care that they've been losing either.
The Celtics don't have half the team the Heat do.
But the Celtics are another team that when it comes to playoff time, no doubt that the Celtics may be less talented than the Heat, but they played the Heat as well as anybody played them.
Well, right now, Boston is ranked 8th in the East. Let me go through the top 10 in both conferences. For the East, you got Miami at 1, the Knicks at 2, Brooklyn at 3, the Bucks at 4, Atlanta at 5, the Bobcats at 6, Philly at 7, Boston at 8, Chicago at 9, and Indiana rounding out the top 10 for the East. For the West, Memphis is at 1, a half game ahead. San Antonio is at 2. Oklahoma City is at 3. The Clippers are at 4. Denver is in the 5th slot. Golden State is in the 6th spot. Utah is 7th. The Lakers are in 8th. Dallas is 9th. And the Portland Blazers round out the 10th spot.
It's early, you know. I'm really the couple teams I want to highlight on those lists. Lakers number 8, Celtics number 8. That's not going to last, in my opinion. I think the Celtics have hit their groove, and as long as Rondo doesn't get hurt, The Celtics look like a team that is going to be
as long as Rondo's around, the Celtics are always going to be in contention.
Yeah. For the Lakers, however, I'm still waiting. Still waiting to see approach. I mean, last game, Antoine Jameson was brought into the game. Pau Gasol has spoken his worries about the offense. You know, it's wait and see approach. I think this team is still dominant, no doubt. But until they get it together with this coaching, with this coach, and with the teammates, the chemistry-wise, who knows what could happen.
I think this team is just, they'll get out of the first round. That's all I can give them. They'll get out of the first round, but I see this team having a lot of issues with whomever they play in the second round. They just, against good teams, the Lakers they should be great. They should be better than what they are in D'Antoni's system. His system just never has fared well for a postseason.
It's just so early. I mean, they haven't even all been on the court at the same time.
Right.
So I mean, it's like
because Nash is still hurt.
Nash is still hurt.
Yeah.
So it's like until Nash, to me, it's like there's nothing going on until Nash comes.
Okay.
I mean, it's just
now, how long is he supposed to be out?
They're just trying to hold the fort. They're kind of being,
quiet about it.
Yeah, it's first it started off being a few games, and now it's been a few weeks.
They're giving him time to get better.
It's early in the season. They want to have him for March and April.
I like the kid Darius Morris who has stepped in, the rookie last year. He stepped in and has been producing well. Kobe has been taking the reins. People say LeBron's the only one who should be in MVP talks. I agree. But if this Lakers team gets better, Kobe needs to be in those talks as well. Because Kobe's putting up 30 every night.
Kobe is LA. He is. Yeah, man. I agree with you that some of the top teams. What a part of me is like everybody who I thought was gonna be at the top is at the top, and like you said, it's early, so I think a lot of this will be sifted. You know what I mean? Like Oklahoma City at 3, they'll slide up. I like Memphis is at 1 right now. They won't hold that spot, but they'll stay in the top 4. Memphis is staying because Memphis is the most dangerous team in the West. They're the team that you don't know how good or bad they're going to be because certain games they just look dominant.
Yeah,
they just look dominant. I'm looking through this list. Denver, I don't see Denver having enough horses.
Denver had the same problems they had last year. They don't have that premier scorer. They have a bunch of guys that can score, but not that one guy who you give it to at the end of the game.
And you said they were expecting a lot of Iguodala? They're
expecting a lot of Iguodala, and I don't think he's brought it to the table. They expected him to be the premier player, and he hasn't stepped up. I think he has played well, no doubt, but they wanted him to be the number 1 guy,
right.
And he's not the number 1 guy. The number 1 guy is Gallo or Lawson. Even some games, I see Kenneth Faried getting more looks into the basket. JaVale McGee. I'm still at a wait-and-see approach with the Nuggets, but I don't think they're as good as people thought they were.
Right. And in that East, I'm interested to see how Milwaukee shakes out. They're 4th right now, with that backcourt of Brandon Jennings and Monte Ellis.
Milwaukee's interesting. That backcourt, you have 2 players who are exactly alike, and they both produce. They both produce great numbers.
But Monte's used to that, coming from Golden State with him and Steph.
True. But I don't think the problem's going to be with that point guard or that guard situation. I think they're perfectly fine. It's that backcourt.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the front court. It's
big man.
The big man. It's been a revolving door at the center position. Larry Sanders. Samuel Dallenberg, Josh Henson, Drew Gooden's hurt. He's going to come back soon. It's going to be interesting. Ersan Ilyasova, a guy who was expecting big things out of, he hasn't shaped up.
Yeah, he's been playing like a bum.
Mike Dunleavy has been the starter at the small forward position. I mean, the fact that they've been doing so well is a tribute to Scott Skiles, the coach. He's done a very good job with this team, preaching defense.
Absolutely.
And he's made Brandon Jennings into a premier point guard.
Yeah.
Which many people thought was impossible. He's too much of a knucklehead.
Got him on my fence. Let's do it.
He's real.
All right. Well, if you guys have nothing else, we're gonna keep moving forward.
One more thing. Knicks ho.
Knicks Brooklyn tonight, man. Good game.
Knicks Brooklyn tonight. What time do they play?
It's a 7 o'clock TNT
7
game.
o'clock. Check that out. The Battle for New York, man. Knicks Brooklyn. I think this is gonna shape up and be a huge rivalry. I'll be watching and the game won't be on yet. So.
Hey man, that same shit. Knicks ho. Knicks over everything.
Right.
Knicks team.
Knicks ho. So we're gonna keep it moving forward with that from Mr. Vinny Fernandez. We're going to give you a little college, and then we're going to get out of here, man. We're right up under 100 minutes. So we're trying to finish the shows faster, like I said, but bear with us. We got great information. You guys love it. If you didn't, you wouldn't keep coming back. So we're gonna go and slide over to NCAA football. We're gonna go through the top 10. The AP. Well, do I do a BCS or do I do AP top 25?
I think we should do the AP top 10 and then go to the BCS because I think there's some teams in that AP top 10 who needs to be shouted out.
Okay, well let's do that. AP top 10. Of course, first Notre Dame, second Alabama, third Georgia, fourth Ohio State, fifth Florida, sixth Oregon, seventh Kansas State, 8 Stanford, 9 LSU, and rounding out the 10th spot, Mr. Johnny Football in Texas A&M. That's the AP top 10.
Hey man, shout out to Ohio State. Even though they're bowl ineligible, they had an undefeated season.
Yeah.
This is going to pay dividends for them in the future.
Urban Meyer.
I mean, Urban Meyer is going to make people want to go there.
Yeah.
That 12-0 undefeated season is going to make people want to go there.
Big. That's big.
That's huge for their recruiting.
They beat my Wolverines last week, and that hurt. It was a close game. That hurt. Oh, that hurt. That hurt big. Because I wanted that game. Like, I watched the whole game. I was just sitting there like, Devin Gardner almost did it. They had Denard playing running back again, which worked well again. But, Michigan couldn't close the door, man. They couldn't close the door. It was like they were up. It was a couple minutes left in the fourth quarter. Ohio State got the ball. They went down the field. We couldn't respond.
Right.
Fuck.
Well, now, these seniors that are leaving now, these are the last Rich Rodriguez kids,
For the
right?
most part, yeah. This new crop will be all Brady Hope.
Right. So that's going to be interesting next year. They're going to have a very interesting year. But I think this week with the SEC championship, Georgia's going to be on fire.
I love it.
Okay, Alabama and Georgia at the Georgia Dome.
Oh my God, I wish I could go.
Hey man,
the atmosphere will be ridiculous.
We have a situation for the national championship where this next game is going to decide it. I don't think there's anything that can happen. I mean, Florida's of course the odd man out. Ohio State being ineligible. Oregon's also the odd man out. So, Georgia, Alabama, it all comes down to this for the national championship. Who knows?
And they'll be going to play Notre Dame. Notre Dame's locked in their bid.
They knocked in their bid.
I got Georgia, man. I'm a Georgia Bulldog supporter.
I just don't. I'm not sold on Aaron Murray. I've never been.
You've been saying that all season. Every time you say that, he plays good.
No doubt he has played well. He plays in the SEC East, which is, of course, a lot worse than the SEC West. In my opinion. In my opinion. I do think Georgia is a very great team. I think Aaron Murray's defense has helped them tremendously.
Absolutely.
I think A.J. McCarron is a far better quarterback, however. I do. I think Aaron Murray's a very good quarterback. He's done his thing. But for a college quarterback, you usually want that tradition of being great your entire career. As soon as you step in, you take over.
Aaron Murray's his first year, really, as a starter.
Last year he started.
Yeah, but he wasn't the starter. This is his first season taking over.
I'm not sold on him as a quarterback. I don't think he's the best guy. I think A.J. McCarron is a better quarterback on the field. I think Georgia has a better defense on the field. But I think
that A.J. McCarron makes better decisions.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Aaron Murray has a better arm.
I'm just not sold on Aaron Murray as a player. I don't think he's that guy who can lead a team to a national championship. If he does it though, he'll prove me wrong.
So what's the score on this?
I think Alabama's going to win comfortably. People are going to come out there trying to talk big stuff. Alabama's going to flex their muscles like they always do in big situations.
What's the score?
27-13 Alabama.
27-13 Alabama.
Oh, Georgia's going to do what Georgia does. They always seize you and they always make you think that, Georgia's going to come through this year. Georgia fans are going to go ballistic, and they're going to fail, as usual, in the big game. When the lights are on, Alabama, who thrives when the spotlight is on, will show out. It'll be 30-16, Alabama.
That's what we're twitching in anger.
It's not really anger, I just think this Georgia team is better than the Georgia teams of old. Everybody keeps saying Georgia doesn't win big in big games. Mark Richt is going to fail them, I get that. I understand his spotty history. I do. But I do think that they have a better team this year than they've had. So I got Georgia winning this thing. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be 19-17 Georgia.
Woo! Hey man, we're going to win. Hey man, if Georgia does it, they'll deserve it. But now my whole thing is, with either situation, who's going to come out on top of that national championship? Is Notre Dame going to win either way? Or if Alabama goes, they'll win? Or if Georgia goes,
I've heard people say that Notre Dame's going to kick either team's ass. And I'm like, really?
I'm on the fence. I think Notre Dame definitely is capable, but my worry with Notre Dame is their offense. The defense is phenomenal.
The offense does enough to win.
But see, that's the thing. Does enough to win against Georgia or Alabama.
Right.
How's that going to work?
And it will be their first game against the SEC team.
That's what I'm saying. That's what scares me. If Notre Dame had a better offense, I would pick Notre Dame hands down. But I'm a little bit hesitant because you got to put up points.
Right.
To win.
They have had tough times against pretty bad teams. They had a tough time in Pittsburgh, Notre Dame. I'm not 100% sold, but it'll be interesting.
It'll definitely be interesting.
A chance to bring Notre Dame to its former glory.
But go Bulldogs, go Dogs. And I was looking over this BCS standings, Vinny, and the only thing different is, of course, Ohio State is in. So you take Ohio State out of that 4th slot and move everybody up in the slot. That's the only difference. For the most part, everybody else. And they got South Carolina a spot up. They got them in the 10th spot instead of Texas A&M. And I don't know why. I'm a big South Carolina hater. But that's our college football. We're going to hurry up and end the show. We got one more segment because my fellas are yawning. Lou got his head laying to the side. I think I've worn him out today. I don't know if the sleepiness bug is hitting everybody.
That OE.
That OE is coming back to get him. But we got one more segment if you fellas can bear with me.
We here, man.
We got one more segment. We're going to talk a little college hoops. And again, it's extremely early. We're not going to talk about much, but I always like to go over the top 10 college hoops, man. Because it's relevant. And then, this year I want to be ahead of the ball. Seriously, usually I only become a fan of college hoops during March Madness. So this year I figured I'd try a little harder and, pay attention a little sooner. And which to my benefit because my Michigan Wolverines have an awesome basketball team this year. But, the AP Top 10. Division I NCAA basketball. Of course, the Indiana Hoosiers are still at number 1. Duke is at 2. My Michigan Wolverines have moved to 3. They jumped over Ohio State, which I love, who's now at 4. Louisville is at 5. Syracuse is at 6. Oh, get a little New York love. Florida's at 7.
Hey, I'm a Syracuse fan. Go on.
Kentucky is at 8. Arizona's at 9. And to round out the top 10, Kansas Jayhawks.
The team I want to give a shout out to was Butler, man. Butler causing a little stir up in that Maui Invitational. This team, I don't even know if we should call them underdogs anymore.
Yeah, no, Butler's not underdogs.
Because they've done it so many times. This team comes in and they surprise everybody. I don't know why they're surprising so many people. They're the Spurs of college basketball.
Yeah. There's a lot of schools like that. If you think about it, well, college basketball is different than any other sport because there's so many good small school basketball teams.
Well, it's a sport. The sport of basketball. To be honest, you can find a good player anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere on any team.
It's like my man last week when he scored 38.
Yeah, next game he scored 21.
He was still tired.
Yeah.
After that many shots, it takes a week or two to recover. Yeah. But you got teams like Creighton, Gonzaga. You know what I mean? North Carolina State, who typically in other sports would not be good teams. But in basketball,
they're always
these are everybody that's named is ranked. Everybody I named Colorado, UNLV. When's the last time anybody's brought up UNLV?
Only in basketball. But in college basketball, there's a 64-team playoff, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah.
All right, so there's 64 teams that are very good.
When's the last time New Mexico has been relevant?
In college basketball.
I would love to pull up New Mexico's football team and see what their schedule is, see their rankings.
You're just shitting on everybody like SEC, man.
I'm Big Ten, sir. Don't ever get that.
SEC.
Don't ever get that wrong.
Or Big Ten.
My SEC team is my B team. The Bulldogs are my B team. My Michigan Wolverines will always be number 1.
Big Ten is like the 3rd best conference.
3rd best? Don't tell me you got the Big 12 over the Big Ten.
The way the Pac-12 has been.
All right. Well, that's how we're going to end the show. I can't even honor that. And before we leave, I want to give a shout out to Hector Macho Camacho, who was killed this week. They took him off life support. He was on life support. He was sitting in a parked car. He was shot in the face. They found 10 bags of cocaine in the car. As we know, Hector Macho Camacho has always been about that life. He was a great boxer. He had a very good career. He had a lot of big upsets. Shout out to him and his family. I hope y'all doing better. He was 50 years old.
That man, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. It's not much you can say because, like, again, he was about that life. It is what it is.
Yeah. What happens when you know?
But you still don't like to see anybody go like that. No. Sitting in a parked car, you and your buddy get shot up. You know, it's just so typical.
At least box the guy. At least box.
Right. At least get out and give him a few. Then it's like, yeah, he beat his ass, and then the trigger went off and shot. Okay, you can handle that. But he just was sitting there, posted up, probably rolling up. Got shot, and that's it. So shout out to you, Hector Camacho. I know the boxing world is missing you. And that's it, man. I'm not gonna drag on the time anymore. Like I said, my Fernanda, I have put in a strong show, and it's always work when we get up here, man. We're over an hour and a half, you know, but we do it for y'all.
Man, we don't care, man.
We do it for the fans, man.
Fuck the world, but we out here.
Fuck the world. We'll have a new Truth Be Told coming to you, our other show. Make sure you check out our other shows too, man. We just don't do sports. We do everything. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Tumblr, iTunes. We're expanding on our availability, to say the least.
Hey, man, them paychecks come in, them holiday bonuses come in. So.
Right, I'm looking for that bonus, you know.
But yeah, man, we out here. Real Talk Sports and the Truth Be Told.
And the Truth Be Told.
Truth Be Told pod. We out here. We doing our thing. V-Kid, that dude, a.k.a. Vinny, a.k.a. Vicente Fernandez.
Yes, sir. I love it.
Hey, we out here.
Yes. Vicente Fernandez. Thank you very much.
Lewis is not Lewis.
I just wanted to wish happy holidays to everybody. Right. I just want to say happy holidays. I hope you and yours are in good shape. You're healthy, happy, drink, smoke, be happy,
have sex,
enjoy each other's company, and get
not with each other.
And get the fuck out of Walmart. Get the hell out of Walmart, please. All right, stay out of the parking lot. You'll live longer. We really appreciate having you around. We want you to stick around. So stay home with your families. Drink. Play spades. Gotta play them spades.
Yes,
you know, little bid with
champion.
Little bid with, you know.
Sounds good.
And I mean, you know, I'll even crack out the Monopoly board if it comes
Monopoly.
So, but I mean, happy holidays to everybody. I hope you had a happy Turkey Day, and we'll be hearing from you soon. Greetings from Duluth.
Real Talk Sports. We out, chill.